Well, today the reason why I'm uploading this instead of what I was originally planning on doing for my history assignment about the day that Nickelodeon released. I was originally planning on doing a history video reaction thing to the histories of Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. from two different channels. This before Sponge and during Sponge one, and that for Nickelodeon, and then this other one that kind of roasted Little Bill when it comes to Nick Jr., but also kind of made fun of the success of Paw Patrol and Blazing the Monster Machines in some way. But instead, I'm just gonna do this because, well, we need my iPad for the other one, and apparently it doesn't allow recordings from like screen recordings. So this is gonna be the first time we do a backstory themed episode, which would take place about, I would say, 2.5 years before, like, that sounds about right. Just around 2.5 years before the first episode does take place. So basically when the team, I guess, starts. So here we are. And yes, the context involving I guess this is when the team, before they even became a team, would first meet Isabelle from Phineas and Ferb, which is how it came to be. So, yeah, if Liam's seeing this, how Blazing the Monster Machines gets involved, or even how the rest of the Fireside Girls join, that won't be coming until the season 1 finale. I will say that. Anyway, yeah, you could see her acting a bit more worried. And yes, like every episode, it does start off with that which I guess could take place after the theme song and title card in some way. And I swear this dream had to have predicted the future about what would happen in my middle school later on. When I literally had this dream around either the first or second grade. I don't remember which grade I was, but it did feel like it was right around, like, just about a year before I got diagnosed with autism, so here we are. Yeah, those dreams have been going on for like 5 years before I could even get diagnosed with autism. Anyway. Yeah, it's a double future prediction, not only of what would happen in my middle school, but also with you know who. Of course, he would end up being the villain of this once again. To no surprise. A wanted thing. Not by the police, though. Shocker. With the way of the context, it would probably be that way, but nope. Anyway. I just put a question mark whenever they ask if they can ask me something. Basically, that's so that the plot can go ahead and show that I'm willing to, and like I'm wondering what the question would be in a way. So yeah, this is an iconic moment. And also, Liam, if you're wondering about the context of the Dream Team universe, we take on a different deal here with how, I guess with this, it wouldn't, in order for Isabelle to officially join the main gang of who we see in Phineas and Ferb, it doesn't really officially become that until, I would say, sometime in 2020. Yes, during you know what, but It was in celebration of Candace Against the Universe. Can you really blame me? Yeah, media coverage. Yeah, the seriousness of these dreams, you can tell, have been going all the way back to 2017. Although, don't be surprised about a 2023 recreation of the first ever one I had in 2013 on the Taking Place section. And they, for whatever reason, had a 10th anniversary recreation to go crazy within that year, so it kind of, yeah, out here featuring not only the shows that you expect to see in every episode within the Dream Team universe, but on top of those, Rainbow Rangers, and I'm not joking when I say this, they even include the Owl House and Amphibia somehow. I have no idea, dude. Yep. See, the show Phineas and Ferb is mentioned about the seeing characters from those shows. Considering this is supposed to take place when Phineas and Ferb would get added. Yeah. For someone who has Phineas and Ferb as his second favorite show, it was the last one of the main 6 to actually show up. I guess womp womp for me. And yes, this is going to be significant to the Dream Team universe, Liam. Just read this little line from Isabella and you'll see. Yep. That's canon in the Dream Team universe. And in the words of Rosie from Rosie's Rules, for you, well, that's new information. Yes, I just did that. Yep. The way that I would end up becoming friends with Isabella in this case. Yeah, what can we say about this universe, eh? Oh yeah, the curse. Yeah, how that happened. Ugh. That specific part of the dreams kind of came in, like, I would say like 3 weeks after I had that first ever one that's going to get a 2023 recreation. So, yeah. Wait, no. Now that I'm remembering correctly, it was on the night of the premiere of Paw Patrol's most viewed episode, Pup Save Christmas. Yeah, the same night as a Christmas special for my favorite show. Yeah, the most viewed episode is a Christmas episode. Go figure, I guess. Or figure it out, in the words of Nickelodeon. Yep. And if anyone's seen the previous episodes, you should already be familiar with this one. I'm taking on a little backstory-based sub-series thing, I guess you could say, if you're going by Paw Patrol logic. Yeah, I'm already doing it in Season 1. What can I say? We gotta do the sagas just like the SCU, Leon. So, a backstory theme one going to start off. Yep. Yes. If you want to see when, like, in the canon on how when Braden would be seen as a villain by Isabella too, so yeah. There it is. And if you're wondering about the cussing, that didn't actually happen within the dream itself. He said heck in the dream, but I had to make it say the F word, otherwise it wouldn't work. So yeah. The cussing didn't get put into these weird dreams of mine until around 2023 anyway, so I guess 10th anniversary was like, gotta mature up, you know? All starting with me saying, just randomly shouting the F word in one of those dreams, causing Ryder to get suspicious of Alice Cooper. I still am confused by that one, even though it was my friend Emma being the cause in that one dream. And Emma, in real life, she straight up took the full blame on that one. Yeah. Out here having friends named Emma and Kate in real life. With Kate being on the internet, of course. At this point, where are Lana, Naya, and Dora? Like, where are those girls in real life? Just saying. Like, at this point, where are they? If I've already gotten Emma and Kate. So it's like... yeah. I don't know if this is from hatred of Brayden or what, but apparently future prediction through dreams is clearly inevitable with me. Not only predicting this, but also apparently predicting the idea of us doing a math assignment in the 7th grade, literally the following day, and even like 5 months before the episodes could come out, I end up predicting 10, like 8. Wait, no, 4. It's only 4, but still. 4 new episodes of Paw Patrol, one each of Rubble and Crew and Hamster and Gretel. So, if you want to call that some form of luck, go ahead, but I find it as an achievement. Like, through dreams? Future predictions through dreams? Keep in mind, the episodes are exactly like the way they would end up becoming when they actually came out. So, keep in mind, Paw Patrol is on season 10 by this. If I'm remembering correctly, I can't exactly remember which episodes, but I think Pub Save a Hamyada and Pub Stop the Foggy Skies is one of the episode pair-ups. Yeah, the special room again. Yeah, that's gonna be an important thing with this. If I haven't told you already in the first 4 episodes, that will be important across the series. At least for this first season, which is probably going to be the only one available on YouTube. The rest of it will most likely be exclusive to its own Discord server since they're still in development. Yeah, Season 1 and Season 2 both being in development at the same time. a lot of time skips, but hey, what can I say? I guess you could say episode 5 would be the best option on what to watch first if you want to go in order. So, by when they take place. Oh, yes. The first time that, I swear, showed signs of some sort of way of my dreams just choosing to find some early way of making fun of romances for kids that are too young. It's like, I guess making fun of fan shippings that aren't canon. I think that's the point of what that was. But here I am being the type to want to ship Sky and Chase with, well, you know, so Sky and Chase together, and then Marshall and Everest together. The irony of me saying that when my girlfriend can do Sky and Everest and I can do Chase and Marshall a little too well. Yeah. Although the crazy part of that irony is that Chase is my favorite pup, but Everest is her favorite pup, so there we go. Oh, yes, the embarrassment. I don't know if that was my way of making fun of the actual canon of the show with her crush on Phineas, but hey, if that was my way of predicting to get the voice of Phineas in 2023, then so be it. Yes, got the voice of Phineas in February, for whatever reason on the anniversary of Act Your Age of all episodes in 2023. Yeah, February 9th of 2023, the day I get the voice of Phineas. Yeah, that was 3 weeks after Isabella. So, yeah. Oh yeah, if you are confused, what I did there, it not only does it match the actual dream itself, it also references the Foot of a Ferret history video for Phineas and Ferb, when he said, maybe even more than friends. And he just shows a clip of KO with his eyes wide, his eye pupils getting bigger, being like, best friends. Sorry, I can't really do a good KO voice, but from OK KO, Let's Be Heroes of all shows. And yes, I'm acknowledging that on something that doesn't even have it. Yeah, the sibling thing is a common thing that clearly these dreams would be chill with, but the other way, wah, wah. Oh yeah, this is a funny line from music saying that this is according to how we have to act. This is Nick Jr. This ain't Disney Channel. I still find that the funniest thing to happen in the series so far within the earliest moments. Probably the one thing of this dream that probably wouldn't make me get a panic attack if that happened in real life. I ain't gonna lie. Yes. Sounds like that she would be a good replacement for Brayden, I ain't gonna lie. Phineas, what are you doing here? I thought this was just supposed to be me reacting because these were my weird dreams. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking on this idea, so. Yeah, it was confirmed that. And so yeah, if you're confused around the timing of when this would take place, it would it would lean on the confirmation to having Phineas, Ferb, and the gang, like Phineas and Ferb, and then of course the whole crew, Buford, Baljeet, Isabella, the Fireside Girls. Just saying, it would be clear that they would be 11 years old in these dreams, or at least at the time, which was around the age that I think Brayden would have landed. Maybe only wait. If it was around Valentine's Day of 2017, yeah, 10 years old then. Right in that range that Dan Povenmire confirmed. Well, Dan Povenmire, Jess Swampy Marsh, they confirmed that. So, right in between the ages of 7 and 10. 10 years old fits right in with that. And also, in case you're wondering, this is the earliest moment of one of my dreams, making fun of Rule 34 of all things. Yeah, making fun of that in honestly a more awkward way, I guess, but it ain't gonna be the last time this series is gonna make fun of that. What can I say? Apparently my mind's like, yeah, it shouldn't exist. Which, I will be honest, the internet will agree with me. At least those that have common sense. Yeah. With how my personality is shown in these streams, you can clearly tell that that is something that is shown there, so. Huh? Huh. Weird. Yep, it was Molly that wanted to have a team name going on. And since, of course, Liam already knows the earliest one to have Dora and Friends with Paw Patrol being the earliest moment I would predict the future from through my dreams. Yeah, if you're confused about Dora and Friends, technically at the time the franchise, the Dora's Explorer Girls toy set was like the toy franchise thing to spin off away from Dora already existed, but even though, which clearly Dora and Kate were supposed to be from that version, yeah, for some reason it was the Dora and Friends designs that ended up showing up there. And we didn't even get any official promotional art for it. All it was just announced that it was going to get a new spinoff to show her as a 10-year-old. That was it. So, how I predicted that, I don't know. And also, why it was only Dora and Kate that was predicted? Why there was no Emma, Naya, Alana, or even predicting the existence of when Pablo would be joining the crew, I don't know, to be honest. So, don't go after me about it. Yeah, I'm over here still making my little jokes that... Of course, in the SCU, not only am I known for that, but also Phineas is known for that, too. And yes, I'm saying it ironically in the voice of Phineas, completely on accident. Oh boy. Yep. Of course, the thing that you're just gonna have to get used to, that I'm still waiting on when I can actually produce an episode that won't have but for whatever reason, if I want all 6 shows that are supposed to be in every episode, I have to do that too, in order to get the right dreams to be put perfectly into that way. Just remember, if you ever see Rainbow Rangers and Barbian's Cafe, on the other hand, those are the ones to get suspicious on. For I don't even know how to explain it without this sounding like a psychology lesson. Jeez. Just saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you're confused about the little reference that was made with this line, the what are you gonna do? Strike me with a rainbow line? Yeah, that was a reference to the Phineas and Ferb episode. Yeah, it's a reference to the season 1 finale, so where they make a cartoon with Isabella's hero name being known as the Rainbow, so that was what it was a reference to, and technically the idea of what he would be making fun of. Oh, I actually forgot the word do in that one. So it's supposed to say, oh, what are you gonna do? Sing about your feelings like some Disney princess on Nick Jr.? Yeah. The reason why I say why that line was there, clear reference to how, for whatever reason, every Disney princess movie seemed to have a song to sing about their feelings, and how every single time on Nick Jr. and PBS Kids you can find at least one song to do that, from the 2000s and even the 2010s with PBS shown. Which, yeah. Oh, and speaking of an original song, but of course I can't really do it to make it sound like a song because I no musical sheet to be able to sing with. So, womp womp.
Of course, I would use the voice of Isabella if that was the case, if I was able to do it, but here you are.
First time with an original song, and we don't even get to hear it. So, Liam, if you're asking, yeah. Our first album will be featuring whatever this song would be. Not gonna lie, I'm getting a lot of vibes of the song Let It Go from Frozen with this one, but it clearly shows. I guess that's what I get for having a Disney character involved in this one. Whew. Honestly, the fact that the word "stronger than you" just were in there, I couldn't delete that. Not only was it accurate, but it also felt like a Steven Universe reference. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, about that. The thing was censored in the original, so technically it doesn't mean that we can officially count it as a cuss word. Yeah, out here playing on some Hamster and Gretel type playouts. Jeez. And this was before Hamster and Gretel released. So, yeah. I guess Hamster and Gretel were too late to the party. Get Professor, Professor Copycat looking and design out of here, boy. Yeah, Professor exclamation. You're about to get exclaimed with. You're about to exclaim yourself or get excluded out of your own family if you don't leave. Jeez, and I thought I was crazy about roasting people whenever they try to. Well, hey, all of us heroes gotta have a skill in roasting villains. And it does seem like our own superfan has way too many skills, even when he likes the show or the character. Yeah, what can I say? But anyway, I better go back to reacting, you two. Go back to being lovebirds, okay?
Huh? I'm confused about what you're talking about. Oh, Phineas, you know what he means. Wink, wink. I'm still confused.
If only you could take a hint. Anyway, let's go back. Oh yeah, one of the first times when this happens. Yep. Oh boy. And don't worry, it's not just the main 6 shows. There's a bonus to add on top of it, although it's most likely. Yeah, I'm now starting to realize. So yeah, if I'm realizing correctly, now that it's like 2 weeks after this would be on November 21st. Now I'm realizing, as in the reality of, it's still in 2017 though, on when I would have this dream. 2 weeks after I had my first one featuring the show Kuku Erjuku, which I won't be able to recreate because, well, I need a system, like someone to make it, an AI of the all 5 members of HJ5 in order to actually do that, which is going to take too much work, and plus, I want all 6 shows to be involved, so yeah. See? It's the irony, yeah, love from Kuku Erjuku, when it says, when the word love is in the message. I kind of had to do that, so. Yep. There it is. Yeah, the 3 shows you're gonna be expecting. If you ever do want all 6, just remember, uh, the listing, the 3 shows where it's gonna have to be obvious because, well, of like the 2 that are gonna have to be obvious due to them being like the only ones from those same shows that just happen to be shown to be crazy with the protection towards trying to keep me safe, I guess, in these dreams. I don't know why I'm still questioning what was going on. Like, what could have possibly had a connection with the premiere of Steven Universe that caused these to start in the first place? Keep in mind, my first ever dream that I remember having took place the same day as the premiere of Paw Patrol. And it didn't even have any cartoons connected to it, so yeah. Followed 3 months later by that one that actually had a cartoon involved. So there we go. On the premiere of Steven Universe of all. Yeah. Paw Patrol had my first ever dream that I actually remember, which did end up getting a recreation in 2023 also, for whatever reason, even though there were literally no cartoons in sight, until the recreation version. Yeah, the recreated one have out here having Paw Patrol, Phineas and Ferb, Kuga Harajuku, and Dora and Friends shown on it, which where Mother Goose Club, like, where the heck Mother Goose Club and Bubble Guppies were, I don't know, only for them to show up later on with the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. So I'm still confusing. I still end up being even confusing myself, and this is where I end up doing it. So there we go. Yeah, I kind of had to do something a little simple because otherwise things would get too complicated, and plus, how would you even think of me being able to do it at the age of 7? Like, how would you be able to come up and get me to come up with some scientific craziness that most likely a scientist that has been in college for like 8 years should have came up with at the age of 7? I'm just saying. Considering not only for the idea of me being 7 years old at the time, but also the subject math is my main subject that I'm good with when it comes to the core classes that you need to pass in high school. So yep. The insanity of what weirdness I got going on. Trying to think of something that will. Yeah, in this universe, you should not be surprised, Liam. One bit. Just saying. And if Zuma fans ever watching these videos, yeah, these are connected to the dreams I've been giving updates to in 2023. So, just saying. Trying to figure things out here of what was going on. So yeah, when Kuke Arajuku gets added, which, yeah, Mother Goose called being involved with those dreams in 2023 when I gave those updates, yeah. Following day would just find a way to add Kuke Arajuku into the mix. Yeah, just completely remove him out of the question. And wait, if I can ever find a way to get in contact with him again, then it might be able to bring him back to those. I'm not even gonna bother right now at this moment. Just focus on the series. Also, if Wolfie's watching, yes, that actually happened for a point in time. Sounds a little odd, yeah, but what can I say? I just so happen to have my friends showing up in my dreams. Most likely implying that there's a good friendship going on with them. So, yes. If you think it's too good to be true with how I can connect to them, it's somehow true, but shouldn't be, I guess, in some way. I don't know what to say. Like, the whole phrase, if it's too good to be true, it probably isn't, route. That just gets thrown out the window with those. Yeah, let's be honest, Music's personality, she gonna feel awkward about this. Let's be honest. Oh yeah, if you're wondering about like what time period, like what time of the day it would take place on when this scene happens about the nightmare within the dream, it sounds weird, I know, but it just happens to be a plot thing. I guess to make the episode longer, I don't know. And yes, this is kind of like another segment deal, so if YouTube splits these into segments, this is going to be a new one, so. Anyway, yeah, just a nightmare. One that I still question. Yep. Hey, this is the first stream that shows. So, the next day. Yep. I just did a little SpongeBob deal. The next day. The next day. 24 hours later type deal. Well, I don't understand. Yeah, a little bit of the contest type jealousy that is shown. Which, Liam, if you want to make that canon to the SCU, go ahead about this part. Just go ahead if you want to, but we'll have to see how that plays out in the next vlog. So there we go. Jeez. Yeah, don't worry. Oh yeah, one of the classic backpack ones. So yes, you should already know what song is gonna show up with this one, with what Naya is saying here. I'm just gonna wait until I'm done recording the video to figure out what's going on over there. Yeah, if you're confused, it's a reference to the Thai Beanie Boos that, yeah, they kind of gave little descriptions, including full-on genders for their toys. Not gender targeting, but rather the gender of the character. That's the idea given there. So, there we go. A few hours later. Oh yeah, Shimmer and Shine's involved in this dream too, so you should not be surprised. I mean, a character did say that they wished, so can you really be surprised about the show Shimmer and Shine getting involved? Oh, whoops. That was not supposed to happen. Yeah, so I don't know About the idea of the mental thing, I don't exactly know what was going on there. I will be honest. Definitely a little too much for a 7-year-old to understand, huh? But that was me in 2017, I guess. With the way that, with that one line from Una said there. And I still don't know why. Hmm? Oh yeah, this scene. Yeah, I still don't know why within my dreams. I still feel it. It still feels weird knowing how with my weird dreams I can feel whatever I'm trying to feel. Like whatever I feel in the dream, I end up feeling in real life, and I don't know why. I swear, if that's a mental thing, then there's a problem. Anyway. You say the same line again, but hey, what should we expect? Oh yeah, I swear this is the one that I swear I'm still questioning how this happened in 2017. Anyway. Oh yeah. Just letting you guys read it. So that's why I keep scrolling through without saying anything, as there's not much that I can say here. Yeah, technically that would take place while I was awake, and this is where the episode ends. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that even if the dream itself that it starts with ends on a bad note, I'm trying to make it. They usually go on for multiple parts, so I can just do it all in one. So, multiple days in a row of the same dream constantly going on from the other. Hey, we kind of had to do a story-driven deal here, so... Well, also kind of in an episodic way. Main two goals of how this story-driven